News-free Dixie for the 21st century. See how it works? Somewhere. Can you dig it?
And so just want you to know. Man, I looked at that smile on your face just now. And the first time I ever wished I was a photographer to take that picture and let the world see that honesty and that integrity. And know some of the things I know, how you drive all over the country to chase us down. Chase us down. Okay? We move so fast. I don't know if you're married, I don't know if you're a family, I don't know if you're a wife. Okay? But when we get on here, we bosom friends. Anytime I see you, I stop whatever I'm doing. Hey, my man, how are you? Hey. Hey, man, well, you know, that's, I owe that to you. It's an obligation that you have. How old are you?
Oh, 36.
So you don't have the right to do what 36 people do. You don't have the right to go to the dance or go to the party. You don't have a right to take that trip to Europe when I might need that plane fare to fly somebody else to feed my people that love me. You feed them. Oh, it's one thing being hungry from food.
Right.
There's another thing being hungry for information.
That's right.
And that's you to feed it. You got to be the farmer. You got to grow the crop. Huh? You got to till the grain. And at nighttime, when you hear something that sounds like water, you got to go see if the crop's going to be flooded. That's your job, man.
My life, my life, my life, my life, and in the We All Be Shine. Welcome everybody. This is a wonderful, edutaining, infotaining edition of We All Be, a news-free Dixie for the 21st century. I'm your hostess with the mostest, Brother Ron. Guess who's back? Back again. Brother Ron. Tell a friend. Guess who's back and still black? Guess who's back and still black? made American and a Mona Lisa. All right. I hope all is well out there. There's a lot going on right now in this crazy, crazy whole new world known as 2024. And I just want to share my thoughts. Things is happening. Never a dull moment with Brother Ron and we all be. So thank y'all for tuning out to tune in to get in where you fit in. You know, this is a Mercury retrograde going on. So expect the unexpected, which is always expected. Expect, expect the unexpected, which is always expected. In the words of Baba Dick Gregory, you see how it works somewhere. So thank y'all for hanging out with the creatively maladjusted team, creatively maladjusted out here. Say there, golden girl. Golden girl, how you doing? Thank you for coming to We All Be Who We All Be. Sister Alexandra, what's up? What it do, boo? How you do? It is a Mercury retrograde, you know, just gotta roll with it. You gotta roll with it. Gotta roll with it. Yes, indeed. Mercury retrograde. And there's a lot to talk about because things have retrograded for me. It's a classic Mercury retrograde. A lot of things going on, as you know, or yeah, you know, the people that follow this channel. I'm official. I'm official badass. You know, I have been banned from TikTok. TikTok, 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 TikTok. TikTok, TikTok, tick. So they banned me today. I found out today I was banned. I don't understand it. I don't understand a lot of things. As y'all know, my troubles with the YouTube plantation, YT. YouTube is YT, the YT plantation. They don't like Brother Ron. I'm too uppity for them. So they've been trying to kick me out for a while. They actually have removed some more videos from my original We All Be TV channel. So this is what I want y'all to do before we get too deeply involved. I need y'all to do this for me. Can you do that there? 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 Need you to subscribe to rumble.com. We all be TV. Let's get over 100 subscribers on our way to 1,000. We got to build alternative platforms so we can keep on communicating to the people because this is our talking drums. We're talking drums. You know, back in the day, they used to ban the drums during slavery to keep the slaves from communicating with each other. Something about the bass, boom, boom of the drum. So I'm talking to you with the bass, boom, boom, revolution. Revolution is coming. Like that Master A song. Black boy, turn that ish down. Don't you know America don't want to hear the sounds of the bass drum, jungle music, go back to Africa. To me, Master Ace is what y'all think Eminem is, okay? Tech 9, it's what y'all think Eminem is, okay? Tech 9, Master Ace. If you don't know the case, if you don't know, now you know. The internet is your friend. Take a lesson. It's all online. Stop BSing and stop that chilling. So, yeah. So we got to think about what's going on. So we got to communicate. Go to rumble.com/we all BTV. We're starting a whole new world. It's kind of like what I'm doing from going to YT Plantation to Rumble. Let's get ready to rumble. It's kind of like what Elon Musk is doing, trying to get to Mars, trying to get out of Dodge, go to Mars. Space is the place. Space is the place. Space is the place. Stop limiting yourself. Stop bottlenecking your reality. Stop bottlenecking your dreams because we all be in it to win it. Let me adjust this light right here. Let me hit it. Let me hit it. Can I kick it? Let me see. I'm trying to see something. Is that how they like do? How they like be? How they like be? Ooh, I think they like me. I think they like. Okay, let me talk about what we need to talk about today, which is why am I getting banned? Why do they fear Brother Ron? I don't get it. I don't have a huge audience. I don't get that many views or likes or reposts or reshares. What is it about me that YT and TikTok, and it don't stop? Because I think about it's weird to me with TikTok. I got banned. It was like surprising. I don't even have my most provocative stuff on that platform. And I look at what they do have on TikTok. It's a lot of child exploitation, A lot of children are being exploited on TikTok, and you don't stop. TikTok, and you don't stop. A lot of just twerking, a lot of cussing. People told me you can't say this on TikTok, you can't do this on TikTok. But I really have not been putting a lot of controversial stuff. Like my last video, of course, I believe was the Kamala Harris, "Come and get your soul food." Yeah. I had it in a tub of collard greens. I had the Goody Mob, the Goody Mo B soul food playing in the background. "Come and get your soul." Because she said she could cook a mean pot of collard greens. And she said, "I used to cook collard greens in the bathtub." Like, it was like prohibition era. She had some prohibition era collard greens, right? Kamala just, woo, Lord have mercy. But it got a lot of engagement from a lot of pro Kamala people, some Trump people, some Trumpers up there. No, Trumpers have no fear. MAGA time is here. MAGA time is here. So a lot of engagement. I don't know if people report me, but I thought it was weird with TikTok is that they will notify me that I was in violations of their community guidelines. Like, they'll tell me, I ain't gonna make this up, this is crazy. They said that my hashtag herd mentality was a form of hate speech. It promoted hate speech. My last name is Herd. Y'all know the herd mentality. When you think about the herd mentality, it deals with groupthink of being alike, everybody being a one mind, one way. My herd mentality, excuse me, is about being creatively maladjusted, going your own way, creating your own wave, creating your own tribe and way of being. But they said that was hate speech, so they removed my hashtag herd mentality. So I don't understand. Then they said that I violated community guidelines when I had hashtag fraternal order of police, hashtag, right? Hashtag fraternal order of police. I used that hashtag. They said there was a form of hate speech too. Fraternal order police is a so-called legit organization. It's like a policeman union, right? It's been around since 1915. But I used that hashtag in conjunction with a video, a little short minute video, acknowledging really the first and maybe last time that a police officer was held accountable by the state. I'm talking about NYPD, disgraced NYPD Lieutenant Charles Becker, who ran his own vice ring back in the early of 20th century up in New York. And he was found guilty in a court of law twice for killing a well-known gambler, a gangster, and one of his former business associates, Herman Rosenthal. They did a second trial, and it was the eyewitness testimony of a black guy, a black police informant named Huggy Bear. Now, his name was James Marshall, and he put the nail in the coffin for Lieutenant Charles Becker. He went to Sing Sing. So he sang in the electric chair back on July 30th, 1915. So I use a hashtag on TikTok, Fraternal Order Police, because the Fraternal Order Police was created the spring of 1915. Just like the Anti-Defamation League was created in 1915 after the murder of the Jewish businessman, I guess carpetbagger Leo Frank. Leo Frank ran a pencil factory outside of Atlanta, and they accused him of murdering one of his employees, Mary Fagan, who was a teenage white girl. And he actually tried to put the murder on a black janitor that worked there, but the white folks wanted him. So when his wife went to the governor to get his sentence commuted to life in prison, which she succeeded in doing, the white folks said, "The hell with that." They did their own form of justice, vigilante violence, which you would think normally be reserved for a black person in the Deep South, but they wanted that guy. They wanted the Jewish guy to pay for the crime of the death of the young lady. And so he was lynched, and the Anti-Defamation League was made in 1915. Then you also have 1915, the resurrection of the Ku Klux Klan, the KKKK, or the Ku Klux Klan. That's how the Ku Klux, who ha, Ku Klux, who ha. Yeah, they came back. The KKK ain't nothing to F with. They came back in 1915 down in Georgia. Georgia always on our minds in America, Georgia. So they came back in Stone Mountain, Georgia. That's also the year that the movie Birth of a Nation came back, which led to the resurrection of the Klan. And that's when Woodrow Wilson, who was the president of the United States, he was the Joe Biden, Kamala Harris of his time. He was endorsed by black leadership and black people. They thought he was the second coming of Jesus, but really he was the Antichrist for black folk. He did Project 2025. He called it Project 1912. I call it Project 1912. So he did Project 2025 in 1912 and 1913. But he endorsed the movie Birth of a Nation. He said it was like writing history with lightning. He screened the movie in the White House. Klan came back. KK back. KK back 1915. So they said, oh, this is like Fraternal Order Police. This is promoting hate speech. This is TikTok. TikTok and you don't stop. But let me play my initial response to TikTok banning me. I actually was visiting with the righteous ancestors to get some spiritual backup. I was praying for money at the church mausoleum. Robert Church was the first black millionaire of the South. He saved Memphis from being wiped out the map from the yellow fever epidemic. He brought the city back, paid $1,000 bond to bring the city back. Man, had a lot of real estate, but he was all about helping his people. Now, what's interesting about Robert Church Sr. is that he looks like a white man. His dad was a white man. He worked for his dad on I think a steamboat, a riverboat going up and down the Mississippi. His mama was his father's mistress or concubine, and he worked on the ship with his father, so he learned about the business up front. Now, his mom people, I want to say, I think his grandmother, his mother's mother, was a princess from Madagascar. That's that island off the coast of Africa, Madagascar. So his grandmother, I think on his mother's side, because the people could trace their lineage back to Madagascar on his mother's side. So he was African royalty, literally. And his daddy was a white man, but he chose to live. He chose to be a black man. He had no racial ambiguity outside of how he looked, but he chose to live his life as a proud black man. That the white folks tried to kill this man in his saloon during the Memphis Race Massacre 1866, where they burned down a whole bunch of schools and black churches and whatnot, killed a whole bunch of black people. This was started by the Irish policemen who couldn't get along with the U.S. colored troops that was stationed at Fort Pickering outside of Memphis. I think it's Fort Pickering. Y'all can call me out and call me the devil, call me anything but a child of God if I get one thing wrong. But the Memphis police started the riot. A lot of your riots and race massacres were started by some form of police misconduct, law enforcement misconduct. It's just us for real. But they went to his saloon and shot him point blank in the head like Sonia Massey. And he survived, and he testified before a congressional inquiry into what happened in Memphis. And the Memphis Race Massacre actually led to what we know as the Reconstruction period. It's like basically roughly a 10-year period of black excellence was on steroids after the Civil War. So look that up. Take that look. It's all online. But he gave a lot of money to black people. He was the beneficiary, not beneficiary, but he's a benefactor of the one and only Ida B. Wells Barnett. They both come from Holly Springs. He knew her dad, her peoples and stuff. So he used to give Ida B money. He was a sponsor, no Kamala Harris. He used to sponsor Ida B. Wells. They're both from Holly Springs and stuff. But anyway, he gave a lot of money. Matter of fact, when black folks started leaving Memphis for better prospects out west in Oklahoma, he gave the seed money. He's one of the people that invested in what became known as Black Wall Street out in Tulsa. And so I was actually at, visiting his mausoleum. When I have my money problems, I always go pray to the church mausoleum, go to Robert Church, pray with the ancestors. Bless me. Give me that money bag. Yo, money. Must be the money. And also I visit with Sister Thea, Sister Thea. I pray at her place called Thea's Place. Then Jimmy Lunsford, they all in the same vicinity. So I check in with the church people, with Robert Church and his people. I check in with Sister Thea and her people, and I check in with Jimmy Lunsford, the one and only. So I looked at my phone, and I was surprised, like, damn, they banned me. It said permanently banned from TikTok. I said, what did I do? I don't get that many listens to. People don't be watching my videos like that, and the stuff is very tame and lame on TikTok for me. So what did I do wrong? And I don't know. So with that said, let me play that, and also Jesus, what happened with the historic marker, Fort Pillow historic marker? I want to talk about that. There's a lot to talk about, folks. I'll be all over the place. But it is what it is. Wait a minute, what's going on? Lord have mercy. This is come on, baby, come back to me, come back to me. I'm gonna have some malfunction, but we gonna get through this. We gonna get it. We gonna make it. Let's see. We gonna make it. We gonna make it. Let me play like what happened at the Fort Pillow thing, like the historic marker that was located in front of the Memphis National Cemetery. Play the video for that. I'm trying to figure out what's going on. Seems like it having some little bit of malfunction. We're gonna get this right. We're gonna make it. We gonna make it. We gonna make it. Things ain't faulty, but we all be in it to win it. Support the movement, y'all. We need y'all help. We need y'all help. Y'all's our peoples. Y'all's our peoples. We need our people's help. Let my people go. I'm just trying to. Okay. Yeah, this is classic Mercury retrograde for me. I always have some technical difficulties on my end. But let me play what happened, what I found out about the Fort Pillow situation on here while I can. Get that started. So we all be news free Dixie for the 21st century. It's Brother Ron, love y'all madly, and on with the show. Grand Rising, Good Friday, families. Black August the 9th, 2024, in the year of the righteous ancestors. I stand before y'all for a, yes, bad news, but good news report. This week, we found out that the Fort Pillow massacre marker at the Memphis National Cemetery was vandalized. It was knocked down, it was defiled, and all that not so good stuff. And it really bothers me because I feel like in the climates of the time, it sounded like it was a hater crime or a hateful crime, if not a hate crime. They knocked down that marker that we raised $3,000 for from the community. And also, I found out today I was permanently banned from TikTok for violating community guidelines. I don't understand or understand how I violated anything. The same stuff I would post on TikTok, a lot of it was short versions of the things I post on other social media sites with no problem. And I guess somebody reported me for spreading the truth, and the truth hurts because the truth has no friends. The truth needs no friends. The truth does not think groupthink. It's not a believer of groupthink. The truth is what it is. And it's just crazy to me. I don't know what's next. But they keep on telling me I'm not that big of an influence. I'm not a big influencer. They tell me that the numbers are not like what other people doing, like y'all favorite people. But somehow I keep on they keep on trying to cancel me. And I think God is in the details, the universe. So God got a greater plan for yours truly. But please do your best to support We All Be and Brother Ron, because we all be in it to win it. The best is yet to come. The righteous struggle and the marathon continues. One love. We gonna make it, y'all. We gonna make it. I'm flying blind, right, so to speak. We gonna make it. We gonna make it. Even through Mercury retrograde, God got us all. God bless us. But also, I want to play my initial response to the Fort Pillow marker being vandalized. I think it's very important, and we're working on building a movement to restore that marker and also bring more awareness to our people's history. I just want to play it on this platform. My initial response going to the scene of the crime, the disrespect shown to Black people's narrative, blood, sweat, and tears. And I'm gonna play that, and then we'll get back to the get back. You understand? You understand? You understand? Let's see. Greetings, family. This is Brother Ron. Today's date is August the 8th, 2024. It's Black August, August the 8th, 2024. It's a Thursday. I'm at the scene of a crime. Somebody or somebody's have took it upon their person to knock down this historic marker that was in front of the Memphis National Cemetery off of Jackson. It's put up there by the good people of City of Good Abode, Memphis, and our supporters, honoring the victims, the ancestors, the righteous ancestors of the Fort Pillow Massacre 1864. 300 U.S. colored troops, white Union soldiers, and black women and children were massacred by the Confederate forces led by Nathan Bedford Forrest, the first Grand Wizard of the Ku Klux Klan, prominent slave trader. They slaughtered people that tried to surrender to the Confederate forces at Fort Pillow back on April 12, 1864. In 2018, the We All Be Group Incorporated, my nonprofit 501c3, work with people within our community and throughout the nation to resurrect a monument, something to remember these women, children, and brave men as well for their sacrifices. We dedicated this marker, raised $3,000 from the community, dedicated this marker Juneteenth 2018. We were just notified yesterday that somehow this marker, this historic marker, which honored the brave souls of the Fort Pillow Massacre, who many of their remains are buried in the Memphis National Cemetery since 1867. We were notified that somehow the marker fell down. Now, this marker been up for 6 years through rain, sleet, snow, all type of weather disturbances. And to find out on August the 8th, or August the 7th, I found out, but to be here August the 8th, a little bit over 6 years after this marker was dedicated, to see this emergency cone over the pole that held the marker is really BS. Because what y'all don't understand, a lot of y'all want to talk about Project 2025, about them eliminating critical race theory. They don't really teach no black history in school. I learned about the Fort Pillow Massacre spending hours on my grandmother's and grandfather's living room floor, reading through their 1970s World Book Black History Encyclopedia Special Edition. That's why I learned about the Fort Pillow Massacre, about Medgar Evers, about Emmett Till. I learned that outside the classroom. So your people are responsible for giving you knowledge of self. That's the foundation of all your pursuits in life. School is not qualified to teach you knowledge of self. They're qualified to teach you reading, writing, and arithmetic, and they've been failing at that. Y'all talking about they're going to eliminate the Department of Education. Department of Education been around since 1979. You got people graduating from high schools today that can't read or write. They are functional illiterates. They can't do simple arithmetic. They don't know how to do no cursive. So what's the point? It's on the community to educate us about us. We've got before us and by us. And that's what we did. This is critical race theory. This is how you learn about who you are. It takes a village to help you achieve knowledge of self. And for this to be torn down like this, and people say, oh, we don't know how it fell down. It's been up for 6 years. I know how it fell down. The devil is a lie. The devil is a lie. The devil is a lie. Please stay tuned, people. This is far from over. It's 888 days, 888 day. It's time to shift the paradigm and manifest some justice for just us. This is not over. Remember Fort Pillow. Remember the sacrifices of our righteous ancestors. Reparations are due. Explanation is due. And God don't like ugly. We all be in it to win it. This is your friend, your comrade, your brother Ron, signing off. And I'm fired up and I'm ready to go. Don't tell me about no critical race theory when this is critical right here. It is critical that we be active in controlling our narrative and reclaiming our narrative and counter-punching the BS. To be continued. One love. Wake up, everybody. So y'all see, yeah, I was like angry. I don't know if you could tell I was angry, but I was angry about what I saw because that was very disappointing. And nobody could tell me there was there was an accident or was natural causes. I was there. It felt it was it was a crime scene, you know. And I was just thinking to myself, I said that marker only been up there for 6 years, but yet for over 100 years now. Think about what I'm saying. For over 100 years, there was a statue, a equestrian horse statue of Nathan Bedford Forrest. You had Nathan Bedford Forrest statue, his equestrian statue in downtown Memphis on one of the busiest streets in Memphis, Union Avenue. For over 100 years, you had the remains of Nathan Bedford Forrest and his wife residing under a statue that was not touched for over 100 years. We had white people for over 100 years, by the hundreds and sometimes by the thousands, would go down there the Sunday before his birthday. His birthday, he was born July 13th, 1821, I believe. They will go there for over 100 years to honor their great white hope, General Nathan Bedford Forrest. And this is what we know as the blackest city in America, as far as I ain't talking about population in terms of a large number of black people. There are a large number of black people, but we got the majority. We're the chocolate city of America. And this was going on for 100 years with no pushback from black folk. Now, you had black folk that protested before even take them down 901. You had people like Dr. Isaac Richmond, core Congress, I think Commission on Religion and Racism, something like that. So you got the core CORE, then you got his core with CORR. He led, protests with his organization. Then you had even Al Sharpton come down here, I think in 2004. It was just 20 years ago to protest the statue. And you finally had Tammy Sawyer and some other people come through, and they finally got the statue. They whooped that trick. They got it down. But my thing was, it was not vandalized until, towards the end with the Black Lives Matter stuff, right? It started getting vandalized, but it was there for over 100 years, not touched. And then we just had our marker to counter the great white hope myth of Nathan Bedford Forrest and of the lost cause. Them white folks or whoever did it could not stand it for 6 years. And we had to fight. It's not just the physical marker, but the words that were on the marker. We had to fight Shelby County and these predominantly white institutions who did not want to put the word massacre in the text. We fought to have the word massacre put in the text. You don't understand. Like when I went to the last 3 Nathan Bedford Forrest birthday rallies at that spot on Union Avenue, Nathan Bedford Forrest was originally buried in Elmwood Cemetery. That's Memphis City's, I believe, oldest cemetery. It was founded in the 1850s. We got folks that were Revolutionary War veterans buried in Elmwood, which is interesting. You got a lot of Civil War Confederates and all this stuff. You even got one of the co-composers of Dixie. I wish I was in Dixie. Hooray, hooray. I wish I was in Dixieland. His name was Herman Frank Arnold. He's buried in Elmwood Cemetery, the same cemetery of Jimmy Lunsford, the king of swing and the father of jazz music education in the schools. Jimmy Lunsford is not that far away buried from Herman Frank Arnold, who was one of the co-composers of Dixie. And also when Jefferson Davis was inaugurated as the Confederate president down in Montgomery. See, I believe that the Confederacy capital at first was in Montgomery, Alabama. Then it moved to Virginia, I think to Richmond. But originally it was Montgomery. And Herman Frank Arnold actually played Dixie for the inauguration of President Jefferson Davis of the Confederacy. So this is how deep that history is. But Nathan Bedford Forrest, he wanted to be buried in Elmwood Cemetery with his men. He died in the 1870s, believe from complications from diabetes, whatever like that. But he's also considered the father of America's private prisons. He was a prominent slave trader back in the day. He was he was the slave trade in what Michael Jordan, LeBron James is to basketball. He was the GOAT of the slave traders of the Mississippi area of the Delta. Yay, yay, Noah. So after the war, he actually used black convict slave labor to harvest crops and stuff on President's Island, which is an island located between Memphis and Arkansas in the Mississippi River. So he actually did convict slave labor after the war. And he founded a city for himself called Forest City, Arkansas. Over in Arkansas, of course, he founded that city himself. And now they took down the statue, but they did not change the name of that city, which is, I think, is a majority black city itself, if I'm not mistaken. That is also the hometown of the Right Reverend Al Green, one of the kings of soul and love and happiness and Jesus Christ. Hey, that Al Green, right? He was born there. It'll make up for this guy being a Klansman and terrorizing black people. But anyway, I digress. But the daughters of the Confederacy, because we don't really talk about white women are interesting. They have had an interesting ride. They, they own slaves too. They encouraged their men to lynch black folks after the end of the Civil War, after the end of so-called slavery. It was white women that encouraged white men to lynch black people. Actually, the first woman senator in the U.S. Senate was from Georgia, I believe, and she took it upon herself to encourage lynching of black people to keep us in our place. So that's a woman, the first woman U.S. senator. Let me look her up. So we all talking about white women. White women have benefited from affirmative action, and I believe DEI more than any other group of people. That DEI stuff. Look at the head, or who was the head of the Secret Service. Look at Trump's security detail. Come on, look at Kamala Harris. She is the symbol. When when Donald Trump asked Rachel Scott, her name Rachel Scott from ABC, doing a NABJ. The NABJ thing reminded me actually of Roland Martin, who was in the crowd. Roly Poly Martin, whoever y'all call him, the angry Haitian. Roland Martin, he was in the crowd trying to troll Donald Trump, from my understanding, at the NABJ. No, that says a lot. Instead of him being on the stage, he was in the crowd because they had black women interviewing Trump. And really, black men are the most disrespected people in America. I'm sorry, I got to say it. Y'all always want to use that Malcolm X thing. Malcolm X said that black women are the most. If Malcolm X was alive today, he would know it's the black man that's the most disrespected person in America. Because I never seen, we are seen as so incompetent that we so ass backwards and stuff. It's just really hilarious. It's hard for me to really be upset about it. Because people like, these black men are ignoramuses, and look at how they women run circles around them, and not realizing it was black men that helped women get the rights to vote. If it wasn't for the U.S. colored troops, not only would this not be America, there would be no Constitution Republic known as America, United Snakes of America. Black men, U.S. colored troops saved this so-called union. It was the black man that fought for everybody right to have the right to vote. And y'all want to forget this now? And it's going to be the black man that's going to save America once again. Was it not a black man, Cat Williams, said that 2024 at the beginning of this year is the year of transparency, where everything will come to light? Dr. King used to say, truth crushed the ground, truth crushed the earth, shall rise again like the South. It shall rise again. So this is where we at. This disrespectful. But getting back to like how the NABJ, they did Trump like how Roland Martin did Dr. Umar Johnson several years ago. You remember when Dr. Umar Johnson was surprise attacked by Roland Martin and his panel, his panel of black Avengers, and Dr. Umar held his own, just like Donald Trump held his own. But it's something about strong black masculine men that our people don't want. Because strong masculine black men, they're the white people of black people. Like we ever had a strong black patriarchy in this country. Name me one instance where we had a strong black male patriarchy in America. And if you talk about our leaders are hand selected by the white people. The white people made Booker T. Washington. Tuskegee was not discovered by Booker T. Washington. The state of Alabama credited Tuskegee, and they appointed Booker T. Washington to be the lead actor of Tuskegee. You talking about black oil? All these so-called black organizations took white money. What about the Nation of Islam? Well, they brought real estate from the Klan down in Georgia where Elijah Poole was born. They did business with the Klan. The Klan gave resources and money to Marcus Mosiah Garvey, our greatest black mass leader, arguably. He did business with the Klan. Donald Trump daddy was a Klansman, allegedly. Look up New York Times article from June of 1927 that talks about the Klan clashing with the NYPD in Queens, New York. It talks about one Fred Trump from Queens being arrested and let go. And I gave that article to Dick Gregory. And I still gonna vote Trump. You mess with the devil that you know, okay? But it's fascinating. It is really fascinating that we are so politically immature. And getting back to Malcolm, because I just opened up a can of worms. Malcolm also told us, since y'all want to bring the black woman as the most disrespected group of people in America, he also told us not to mess with them Democrats. Malcolm dedicated the last 2 years of his life talking about the evils of the greater evil. He ain't talking about the less evil. He talked about conservatives, but he was more focused in on the white liberals that really ran black people, that picked the so-called black leaders, that fund the black organizations. There's a great book. It's an autobiography by James Foreman, who was part of SNCC. He was an older student activist in SNCC. He was a little bit older than John Lewis and them, but he was more militant. He, I believe he was a military guy, but he was a little bit more militant. And in his book, his autobiography, I read a little bit of it. It was a gift from a friend. I need to read it. But he talked about how, I think it was like the Ford Foundation, like the white people, like Henry Ford people, the billionaire automaker, his people, the Ford Foundation, they had a meeting back in the day, back in the 60s, to decide which black organization would live or die, to beg another day. They were making decisions in the suites about the state of black America, who will be selected to lead black America. And I believe they voted to keep certain groups, to fund certain groups. And I think they let SNCC get eliminated. They stopped supporting SNCC, Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee, because by that time they got a little bit too radical. They had Kwame Ture, or Stokely Carmichael, or some of his colleagues who call him Stokely Star Michael, and they had H. Rap Brown. And they're getting a little bit too radical, a little bit too provocative. So the Ford Foundation, that money, it's like when Dr. King started talking against the Vietnam War, when he was talking about let's go to the hamburger restaurant and sit and let white folks spit in our food. White folks ain't no problem with it. Hey man, all the money you want to go to a place where you're not wanting and have them spit in your food. Oh, it's all right with us. We'll support that, brother. But when he started talking about protesting Vietnam and redistributing the wealth and giving it to the people and talking about a real poor people's campaign. Because Dr. King, what they did was a parade. In 1963 was a parade. Y'all celebrate parades instead of revolution, instead of insurrection. Y'all celebrate parades and y'all call that revolutionary. How is revolutionary when the government say y'all Negroes can come here, but y'all gotta be out of town by sundown? Or you can't let so-and-so speak. You know, you can let them speak, but if they're gonna speak, they gotta say this. Like even John Lewis talked about how he had a more provocative speech and he was told to water that crap down. They told him, Negro, you better water it down. You know, Malcolm talked about the big six, the big so-called civil rights leaders. This is how weird we are. We've been weird. I read that you go online. I believe you can get all the Jet magazine archives online. I think you got to go through Google Books, but you got all the Jet mag. Please do yourself a favor. You don't have to ever thank me. Go look at the Jet magazines from the 50s and the 60s. They were talking about some interesting stuff. You thought the internet was crazy. But look at this stuff. World Star has nothing from Jet, or has nothing on Jet magazine topics from the 50s and the 60s. But what was interesting is when President Kennedy was hit by the government, when President Kennedy was taken out by his own government back in 63, Jet magazine actually talked about, should Black America suspend the civil rights movement? You had so-called black leaders talking about, should we suspend our fight to empower ourselves? Now, they didn't even talk about this when Medgar Evers got shot in front of his family back in June of 63. They didn't talk about, we're going to suspend the movement, because guess what? A lot of black folks wasn't effing with Medgar Evers like that, with Medgar Wiley Evers. A lot of black folks was afraid of Medgar Evers. You had black folks working for the Mississippi Sovereignty Commission, spying on Medgar Evers, and spying on other black folk. These are prominent black people. Boule, Y'all call it the boule. When Steve Copeland talk about the boule, he was the boule folks. Boule, 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 boule. So think about what I'm saying. Malcolm was not that beloved by black people. First of all, he was a Muslim. And we Christian folk. And look how we treat the Christian Dr. Right Reverend King, how he was treated towards the end of his life. He was demonized like Trump in the press. Let me say that again. Dr. King, the last 2 years of his life, was demonized like Donald Trump. The Washington Post demonized him. New York Times, all those mainstream media back then, they character assassinated Dr. King before they actually assassinated Dr. King. They character assassinate Donald Trump and they try to assassinate him, and y'all forgot about that. Y'all, it's a thing called a memory hole. Y'all like that never happened. Y'all, it's fake. That was very real. And thank God, God is real too. Because had that happened, I wouldn't be on this show. I wouldn't be doing no live tonight. Mercury grade or no Mercury retrograde, I will not be doing a live. It'll be real live out in the streets. You understand what I'm saying? So thank God, y'all. I'm glad. I wish. No, I'm gonna say y'all talk silly. It's the same people that got y'all hating Dr. King the last 2 years of his life. Now y'all love Dr. King, and now y'all about to hate Dr. King again by 2027. They making it where they're gonna tear him down, like like they tear down anybody else. And y'all falling for the okie doke. You know what I'm saying? And they want to get rid of Brother Ron. Y'all so silly. Y'all think that Kamala Harris is God sent. They made her. Why is it? Do y'all ever ask a question? How is it that Kamala Harris was MIA for 3+ years in this administration? Didn't hear a mumbling word. Heard more. Some of y'all farted more than Kamala Harris spoke to the media in 3+ years and have been covered. But now she's the savior. They made her. Don't make me over. Don't make me over. Now she's like, oh, y'all can Kamala fever. You got Kamala fever. They got Kamala fever. Y'all been hoodwinked. Kamala fever. Y'all got Kamala fever. Come on, man. Come on. Now Joe Biden, what happened? Anybody see my good friend Joe? Joe just went. They put him in a nursing home or something. Where Joe Biden at? This is administration. They just insulted Joe Biden. They gave him the Bernie Sanders treatment from 2016. But it's worse because you a sitting president and your own party, they don't care how many people voted for you in the primary. They say, hell to now, we got the ultimate DEI hire in Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris, if DEI was a person, you look it up in the dictionary. If it was a person, it'd be Kamala Harris. She is ultimate DEI. She has not earned her spot on the ticket. She has not earned her spot. Well, she earned her. I'm from Memphis, maybe making easy money, pipping in style. You know what I'm saying? Making easy money, pipping his house tools and style, garden tools and style, man. I know about that pimping with pimping, baby. She a bottom, baby. She hit the bottom. She's a bottom, and she come back up top. She bottom bounce up top to the top. Like what's that saying? Don't hate the player, hate the game, baby. She played that. She finessed that. Respect the hustle. I respect the hustle, baby. I have no problem with that because everybody be doing their hustle and flowing. If you smart, she got something, but she got that bag. She finessed that bag. She didn't earn that spot on the ticket. That's why it's funny because people talking about, well, she didn't get Joe Shapiro because anti-Semitism of the Democratic Party, the progressives, they pro-Hamas and pro-Palestine. Nah, she didn't get Joe Shapiro because Joe Shapiro is the white Jew boy version of Obama. Joe Shapiro is Barack Obama, the Jewish version. Now, they did say Barack Obama was the first Jewish president because he was, boy. That's Drone Ranger be gangster. Drone Ranger was taking folks out playing Fortnite with the drone. Man was taking American citizens out. The Drone Ranger. Obama is Chicago drill. Obama is the father of Chicago drill music. That boy is more gangster than Al Capone. He's smooth with it. He Mac Daddy. Smooth, long-legged Mac Daddy. But when I heard Joe Shapiro, when Kamala introduced Tim Walz, because he like Waltz. They were making fun of black. I mean, white folks got these interesting names. Almost like a black person have a name, don't even look like how it's supposed to sound. But Walls, right? When they did the introduction in Philly, the city of no brotherly love, the same city that killed John Africa and them black family known as Move back in '85. You dropped the bomb on me, baby. You dropped the bomb on me. May 1985. Never forget, we had a black mayor in Philly, John Wilson, no good. Was John Woodrow Wilson no good? What's his name? John Woodrow Wilson? Good. Woodrow Wilson. How about that? Joe Biden's wet dream. Woodrow Wilson, Mr. Progressive himself. But anyway, I lost track of that. But Joe Shapiro, man, I had my eyes closed. I said, is that Obama speaking? It was the white boy Joe Shapiro. Like he a Beastie Boy or Third Base or something from hip hop. That boy sounded like Obama. I thought he was Jewish, sound like a Baptist preacher, man. But boy was hitting that. I said, damn, if this was 2008 or 2012, he had my vote. Because I was on the Obama Jim Jones made Kool-Aid. So I would have definitely voted for Joe Shapiro in 2008 and 2012. But if he was the vice president on the ticket, Kamala would not have, he would embarrass Kamala because Kamala don't have those type of speaking chops, man. She don't got the oratory skills of somebody like a Joe Shapiro and an Obama. Obama is one of the greatest speakers in American history. Whatever you think about it, it's kind of like a Jay-Z thing. I don't care for his lyrics, but he's nice with it though. He's nice with it. He know how to finesse it. Obama's like the Jay-Z of politics almost. But Joe Shapiro, like, damn, that sound like Obama. That's like a black man. And so I said, man, Kamala don't have a chance. All they giggling and stuff. It's good for an R. Kelly tape, but it's not good. It's good for a Ray J, Kim Kardashian meet and greet, but it's not good enough for being president. You gotta have your word game together. She got word salads on salads, you know. Put some bacon bits in there. Put some bacon bits in there, baby. You don't have it, you know. But Tim Walz is a good fit for Kamala because Tim Walz, you know, he knows his place. And also he knows how to, I ain't gonna say he runs it well, but he knows how to run an administration. Kamala is not good at managing office management. Tim Walz has experience, like, you know, being a military guy with Army Sergeant Commander in the National Guard, Army National Guard, being a school teacher, a football coach who won the state championship, being a 2-term governor. Whatever you think about his, you know, his wokeness, he has experiences in running things and running organizations. Kamala is just she's a face of organization. She don't know what she's doing. I mean, she really, I mean, it's amazing she got this far. It's amazing. She knew who to bless. She knew definitely who to bless to get as far as he has gotten. Because ain't no way. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. That's DEI. She is, you know, didn't earn it. That's why I call it didn't earn it. She's DEI. But Tim Walz, he, you know, he know how to play the game a little bit, but he doesn't overshadow Kamala. Joe Shapiro would have overshadowed her because he got charisma. He got that speaking voice. He got that swag. I think he'd be hanging out in Philadelphia. That's why he got all that swagger for me. But, you know, whatever. But Kamala, what they're doing a reset. Kamala, she shouldn't win in the fall, not because I say so, but because the people say so. And if they're fair this time around, they will allow Trump to be president if they're fair, if they are fair. But what Joe Shapiro did is kind of akin to, man, I can't believe it been 20 years ago. Y'all remember the Democratic National Convention back in 2004 up in Boston, up in Beantown? And John Kerry was running. I believe that they cheated John Kerry, like they cheated Al Gore, but they stole Ohio from John Kerry, among other states. But with Al Gore, they did steal the election. They used the Supreme Court to stop the count down in Florida because Al Gore was gaining momentum in Florida. But what Al Gore messed up there, people will say, well, you know, he had a Jewish candidate on his ticket as VP, Joe Lieberman, you know, long time serving U.S. Senator. He had, I guess he was a civil rights activist back in the day, something like that. But all he needed was 5 electoral votes. He didn't even need Florida to beat Bush. If he could have won either Arkansas with 5 electoral votes or Tennessee with 11, he couldn't even win his home state. His father was a very popular senator from Tennessee, Al Gore Sr. And Al Gore couldn't even win his home state of Tennessee which would have gave him the presidency without having to get Florida. By the way, George Bush's brother was Jeb Bush. Like George W. allegedly said, sometimes they ain't who got the most votes who win. Yippee-yi-yo, man. Sometimes you don't have to have the most votes to win it all. That's Lyndon B. Johnson. That's that Texas Hold'em. So Lyndon B. Johnson, they call him landslide Lyndon. He barely got in as U.S. Senator back in 48 against a very popular candidate who was, I think, governor of Texas at the time. Y'all look that up. Landslide Lyndon. Lyndon B. Johnson. But I think Tim Walz could possibly, if they get in, he could be one of the most powerful vice presidents in history, because Kamala don't know what she's doing. But Tim Walz, he got an agenda, and she's on an agenda too, don't get me wrong. But Tim Walz could be kind of like what Dick Cheney did with Bush. They got somebody that can actually facilitate and let Kamala be the face, and he don't overshadow her too much like Joe Shapiro. And people will start saying, well, why Joe ain't the presidential nominee instead of Kamala? We like Joe. Kamala is hard to like, man. I ain't gonna lie. It's not that I hate her. I don't hate Kamala, but she's hard to like. Because what you see is not always what you get with her. And with Trump, one thing about Trump been consistently him. Trump says out loud what people be thinking, quietly thinking. And he'll say off the record what people be thinking, quietly thinking. The same Trump that talking about grab them by the Kit Kat is the same Trump that act, is she black or white? She black or she white? Black. Is she black? That's the same Trump. He don't apologize for being here. See, that speaks to men. It's not just black men, it's men, because masculinity has been under attack for the last 60 years. Judge Joe Brown, buy my barbecue sauce. Judge Joe Brown talk about the plan to demasculate all manhood in the 60 plus years. Think about, black males are MIA. The fact that we didn't have one black man on the podium, on the stage, on the dais, whatever you want to call it, with Trump at the National Association of Black Journalists, show you how weak black men have become. How we allow ourselves to be at such a low point in everything, where people, our own women, take us for granted. But yet, here's the thing. Without us, y'all won't get Kamala in the White House. I don't care how many AKAs and Divine Nines and frat boys and boule people. If you don't get black people, if you don't get, if the Democrats don't get over 90% of black voter participation, if Trump does get 20%, hell, you don't even get, if Trump does get 10% and black folks, a lot of us decide to stay on the couch. But if the Democrats don't get over 90%, they lose in this election. That's how important and powerful the black vote is. And this is why we got to stop giving it away for nothing. We give away everything. We fought. They taking like the 4-pillow thing. That's why it angers me what happened to that marker, that we raised money from the community, that we had to fight for the wording on that marker to counter the BS. Because everybody that comes here should be thanking Black Americans, Black-made Americans. We should be thanked. I don't care what you have on your birth certificate or in your passport. You owe us. Because unfortunately, it pains me to say this, but Dr. King and them was wrong. They fought for immigrants to come over here to replace us. It's sad, but it's true. Just like a lot of our black leadership sold us out to Planned Parenthood. Dr. King got that Margaret Sanger Award back in '66. Take a look. It's all online. There's a picture with Dr. King accepting the Margaret Sanger Award 2 years after he got the Nobel Peace Prize. And this organization believes in eugenics. American Nazis, allegedly. If you think about it, don't get mad at me. Like Margaret Sanger, she was a Klanswoman. She literally was a Klanswoman, allegedly. She used to speak to Klan women, white women in the Ku Klux Klan. The Klan was real big back in the 20s. You had 4 million strong Klan. You had Supreme Court Justice Hugo Black, the U.S. Senator from Alabama. He was a Klansman. Yet decades later, he voted to support Brown v. Board as a U.S. Supreme Court Justice. He said he had a change of heart. He said he joined the Klan back in the day because they were the most powerful political organizations in the country, which was true. The Klan, look at Indiana, the biggest Klan state was Indiana. The governor, mayors, police chief, Everybody was Klan affiliated. Everybody, it was a white woman death that brought them down. It was the rape and murder of a white woman that brought the Klan down. White women incited white men that killed black people, to lynch black people, and was a white woman that brought down the Klan. Y'all look that up. That's for another day. I think it's interesting. They made a movie about it. It's a pretty decent movie. Came out, made for TV movie, several parts, whatever. But the Negro Project, look up the Negro Project. They talk to people that I love, man. Our black people, boy. We oh my God. The Negro Project taught to people like Dr. Du Bois, I think, Dr. Mary McLeod Bethune. They even talked to Malcolm X about how to market to black people, how to get black people aboard with the Planned Parenthood thing. And this is documented stuff. This is nothing I like. I mean, the FBI talked to Malcolm X. He recorded his interaction with the FBI. He had a recorder in his couch. One of his friends helped him with a recorder, and he recorded his interaction with the FBI for posterity. So my thing is, we are in their system, so you got to deal with these devils. You cannot live in hell and not expect not to deal with the devil. If you're living in hell, you got to deal with the devil. It's the part of the deal, you know. That's the deal. So with that said, and then, like I said, black people supported Woodrow Wilson, Ida B. Wells Barnett, William Monroe Trotter, Dr. W.E.B. Du Bois, all the great black leadership. They told black people, you better vote Democrat or you're not black. Even though the Democrats credit Jim Crow, they credit the Klan. If you don't vote Democrat, you ain't black. That's what Woodrow Wilson told them black folks. And I don't know how they, you talking about some Project 2025. A lot of black folks lost their job in the federal government under Woodrow Wilson, because he resegregated the government. And what y'all don't understand, Trump can't do all the things y'all say he gonna do. You got a constitution. You got checks and balances. Now, the problem is that the media has not been checked and balanced for a long, long time. It's got out of control. This mainstream media, I could tell what channel y'all be looking at by the way y'all talking points are on social media. I could tell they MSNBC, they CNN mob. That's the Fox mob. This mob is a mob mentality, and I don't look at news all day because it's propaganda. Obama signed, it passed legislation allowing these places to promote propaganda to the public. We are so excuse me. They are putting us to sleep. We so woke, we sleepwalking. We are so woke, we're sleepwalking. And that's a problem. That's a problem. Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Wake up, get up, get up, get up. But and people say voting don't matter. It does matter. That's why they go to such lengths to make sure that you're not interested in doing it. But I'm not going to vote shame any black person that refuses the right to vote, especially if you're going to just give your vote away and say, well, I can't vote for Trump. I can, and I will. I look forward to voting for Trump a third time. And it feels so liberating to speak about my political viewpoints, and I don't give a damn if I'm being ostracized. I don't give a damn if you unfriend me and I'm disinvited from the cookout. I don't want your nasty potato salad anyway. I don't care for potato salad. I don't care. It ain't about it may be having raisins. I don't give a damn, because I don't need that. You get it. I'm unbought and unbossed. See, if Trump was talking to the black press, you would have black men in the press taking, Louis Lomax, the great Louis Lomax, one of the pioneering black media journalists that we don't talk about. We talk about, we don't talk about the greats. We don't talk about T. Thomas Fortune of the New York Age. We don't talk about William Monroe Trotter of the Guardian. We don't talk about Louis Lomax, who worked with Mike Wallace to produce that documentary, The Hate Produced, that introduced America to the Nation of Islam and Malcolm X. We don't talk enough about that. We don't talk enough about that. Thank you, Brother Michael, for your donation. We love you madly. Michaels are amazing people. Anybody named Michael expect greatness. I never met a mediocre Michael. Dr. King, Martin Luther King was actually, his name was Michael. I think his inner circle still call him like Mike or something like that. Y'all can look all that up. Y'all can look. Thank you, Brother Michael, man, for the donation. Go that Cash App. Somebody said on my video, man, you actually got a Cash App? Oh, I sure do. because y'all love the people that lie to y'all. Y'all love these celebrities. These celebrities sell you out. These court jesters, these spies, weaponized people that do the people no good. They got us heading towards self-destruction. We headed for self-destruction. Self-destruction. Y'all cheering these people on. It shouldn't be no Olympics right now. And no disrespect. God bless the athletes, all the people doing their thing. But we at war right now. The world is at war, and people talking about the Olympics like it really matters. No disrespect. The Simone Biles. We at war. It's genocide going on. It's wars. Chinese, Taiwan, Ukraine, Russia, the entire continent of Africa. Everything, man. Over here, black folks, it's a civil war among black people. It's like that scene from Black Panther where you had the black women go against the black men, and you had the black people save the CIA, which has a history of causing chaos and confusion in Africa. And they should let the CIA dude die, and they kill Killmonger, who really was the revolutionary. He was what Black Panther should have been. Ain't got the nerve not to recast Black Panther. You need to have a better script. The CIA punch ain't working for Brother Ron no more, no more, no more, no more. So this is where we at. It's like with Malcolm, y'all want to talk about that black woman quote like it still holds up today. No, it doesn't, because the black men are the most. Our women don't even think nothing of us as a collective. I'm sorry, I had to say it. I even notice in my interaction with people, with women. Sometimes I got a nonprofit. I do work in the community. Sometimes the sisters give you a hard time. Not all the sisters. There's some good sisters out there, but I'm saying you let these people gaslight you to thinking that you better than your counterpart, than your man. And then I got the nerd talking about, well, black men be stepping out on black women. Hell, Kamala is married to a white Jewish dude, right? If Obama was married to a white Jewish man or woman, would he have gotten y'all vote in 2008 and 2012? If Obama was married to a white person or somebody outside, if he was married to an Indian like J.D. Vance, would y'all got his support? Y'all gave him, would he have had y'all support? But Kamala, she, look at her pictures, like she black, but she says she's South Asian, she Indian. Everybody's saying she's South Asian and Indian. Everybody. Yeah. First Asian senator, first Asian vice president, and y'all want to hold on that she black. You know what they're gonna have to do now? They're gonna give us a real black American. I'm tired of all these, we're gonna mix it up a little bit. All these really exotic people. Give me some real Mississippi Delta out the mud, Gullah Geechee, Louisiana. Give me some Georgia black folk. They came out the red clay. Give me black folks from here. I'm tired of like first generation immigrant, quasi, ambiguous racial background, kind of little black, kind of got kinky hair. They don't do it for me, because I'm gonna tell you why. I talked about Adam Clayton Powell Jr. the last show. This man could have easily lived as a white man, but he chose to be black. He paid the price for choosing to be black. But had he been perceived as a white man doing the stuff he was doing in Congress, like, he would have got a pass. Like all the other white men been getting passed for decades. But he chose to be black, and he paid the price for being black, even though he did the job. He passed legislation. All the people y'all be crying about, I don't know what Sheila Jackson Lee did in Congress. No disrespect to her. You remember like Stephanie Tubbs, right? Was that not her name, Tubbs, from Ohio, back in 2008 when she died? She was a U.S. representative, and she was going all ham for Hillary. I be thinking these folks be blood sacrifices for the Democratic Party. I think Sheila Jackson Lee was sacrificed, whatever, for the Democratic Party. They believe in ritual sacrifices. This is how the country was born, on ritual sacrifices. Wars are ritual sacrifices. So y'all talking about some Illuminati. Everything's Illuminati through your body. It blows like a 12-gauge shot at Illuminati. Everything is compromised by rituals. Everything. All money is blood money. I don't take the money from the drug dealer. CIA, the biggest drug dealer on the block. CIA, biggest drug dealer on the planet. Y'all talking about Project 2025. It's going to get rid of the FBI and Homeland Security. Good. If y'all really know the truth about the FBI, especially if you're a black man, why you want the FBI to be around? I'm just saying. Why do you want the FBI to be in your business? Because the FBI was founded to destroy the black man. The FBI went out to Jack Johnson, Marcus Garvey, Malcolm X, Fred Hampton, Dr. King. They were all victims of the FBI. So what y'all talking about? Oh man, they're gonna get rid of the Department of Education. 20 years after the Civil War, some of the most literate people in the country were black people. 2024, some of the most functional literate people are black people with high school diplomas. So we went from 20 years after the Civil War, black folks, some of the most literate people, most skilled people in America, to in 2024, black people are the most underappreciated, misinformed, disinfoed people in America, supposedly. But when we start waking up, oh, it's a problem. It's a problem when black men say, you know what, I'm tired of being sick and tired. I'm tired of being mistreated by my woman and by my country, by my government. I want to take a stand for my family. I want to fight for my family. I want to fight for my woman. I want to fight for myself. And when you do that, when you start going off the script, then your own women will have a problem with, not all the women, but enough of us. Like you can, like I say something about Trump, so they be trying me. I had talked to an AKA, an elder, a beautiful elder. She's an AKA. She's going hard for Kamala. And we were talking about something. And she said, yeah, they gonna pull that Trump card. I said, wait a minute. This been going on before Donald Trump. All this racism and hate towards black people. No, I wasn't talking about Trump. I was talking about a Trump card. I said, nah, she was talking about Trump. See, she was trying to figure out, because like I ain't gonna let people just get back. I'm tired of hearing black people at the family reunion and repast. They can openly talk about how they love and support the Democrats. But yet when you say something about, maybe Trump ain't that bad. Oh Lord, have mercy. What's wrong with you, boy? Why you got that Trumpitis? You got that itis, boy. You got that Trump. You got that orange disease. You got that orange disease. So this is where we at. So no, I'm gonna take a stand. I'm not gonna push back. I don't really help. I don't know what a friend is. I don't know what family is a lot of time. I'm the weirdo. No, I'm the guy that's weird. But yet, when somebody needs some help, when they want to shed light on something, they come running, Brother Ron. Oh, Brother Ron, please help us, Lord have mercy. Please help us, Brother Ron. We know you crazy and deranged. Please help us, Brother Ron. I can't lose my job. No, I gotta clock in on the plantation, but you a free nagger. You free. You got no worries in the world. That's how y'all be viewing people. No, I pay the price. They banned me from TikTok, and like they be shadow betting the hell out of me. Not just on TikTok, but they used to be on TikTok, but even YouTube right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm broadcasting from my We All Be TV too. Another thing, this We All Be TV channel, stuff about to be moved out. I'm about to shut it down to a certain degree while I'm moving out my videos and stuff to different platforms. But if you want to catch me on this plantation, please hit me up at We All Be TV 2. We All Be TV 2. Let me see. If y'all gotta stay on the plantation, if you can't get rid of that crack, if y'all gotta smoke the crack, this is the trap house on YouTube on YT. This is my trap house on YT. Okay, We All Be TV 2. But then I ain't gonna be able to show all the videos. I ain't gonna be able to keep, because they just so censoring. So Rumble is still the best bet. Because if I had Dr. Randy Short on, I don't think I can help him on YouTube on YT. I don't think Dr. Short is actually on TikTok, as far as I know, and he be having some real provocative stuff. But they got Brother Ron though. I don't know what the hell I did. Like I said, people like Joe Rogan and Candace Owens and people like that, they could talk about the same talking points I talk about, and they get cool. I don't have no problem with either one of them. Shannon Sharp. Oh, they ain't canceling Shannon Sharp. Shannon Sharp is a part of the Disney mob. He worked with ABC, Disney, ESPN. He good. He kept. Ain't no disrespect. Don't hate the player, hate the game. But y'all be worrying about the wrong thing. I ain't worried about these celebrities. I don't even worry about myself no more. Because right now, what they did, they are woken up a sleeping giant. Now, I don't really care. Like, if y'all gonna just ban me for little stuff, I should go big. I should go ham. Forget all this little stuff, TikTok. Ooh, all it's doing is this. Is it shows me there's need. It's like with the Fort Pillow marker being taken down, being vandalized, and they want to make light of it. I'm surprised they don't even have security cameras up at the entrance of the Memphis National Cemetery, and they didn't catch it. But they didn't follow his own. That was a heavy sign that's been up for 6 years. And all that wind, crosswinds be coming through that way. If you know about that area off of Jackson, by the bridge, and you got the weather we've been having, That thing been holding strong since Juneteenth 2018. And then this past week, that pissed me off. That traumatized me. Like I said, you don't learn. Y'all talking about critical race theory. You don't learn black history. I never learned black history in school. Never, never, ever, never, ever. Hell, I didn't even learn about the presidents in school. I went to the school library. I didn't learn about the presidents in the classroom. I remember I was in third grade. I used to love studying the presidents for whatever reason. I remember third grade when my teacher asked the class, who did they think was the smartest person in the room? And this class of black, white, whatever, people. And a lot of people said me. And then there was this white boy named Sean. I thought he was my best friend. He looked disgusted and disappointed. He said, him? He don't even make the honor roll. Then my brother Ruben said, yeah, but he know about the presidents though. And everybody said, ooh, 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 ha, ooh, ha, ooh. Okay. So yeah, that was interesting. Cause I love reading about the presidents. So people say, well, they all related. Hell, we all related. I mean, we all kissing cousins out. Oh, they related. Of course, they'll be. No, Jesse James and John D. Rockefeller are cousins. Robbers by another profession, occupation. It's all in the family. Jesse James, John D. Rockefeller cousin. Hillary Clinton, Donald Trump are cousins. Cause they're cousins, identical cousins, and you're fine. So everybody's related. So what's the big deal? If y'all gonna say Kamala's black without any proof, then everybody could be related and be okay. Even look at Bronny James, LeBron, but white folks been nepotism all the time. The Kennedy, the Bushes, the Roosevelts, that's just life. Who gonna look out? Who gonna really look out for you like family? Especially well-connected family. Black folks, we need that. I think black people are we strange. The immigrants, the illegals, they getting housing, they getting food stamps, they getting cash money, or at least money on credit, on debit cards, whatever. Some of the most homeless people in America are black American made, are black made Americans. We some of the most homeless, yet we so generous and thoughtful and kind. Nice don't get you nowhere. Get you out in the streets, in the gutter. Last place. We too nice. Black people too nice. White folks, the reason why they worried about Obama at first, they thought he gonna get revenge. They thought he gonna be like Donald Trump. Cause Donald Trump, when he coming in, he gonna get he gonna do his Michael Corleone on. He gonna get his Michael Corleone on. You feel me? They said we don't want him back in because he gonna get revenge. They already knew they effed up. They knew they messed that man up. He gonna get revenge. So what? Y'all can't. Look, that's the name of the game, man. You play the game. There's rules to the game, baby. There's rules to the game, baby. Come on, man. If you can't get no get back, what's the point of playing the game? Y'all be passionate about Cowboys and Lakers and Washington Generals. They call the Generals what? The Commanders, the Celtics. Y'all passionate. We lost, we won, all that crap. But when your life is on the line, y'all got that. Y'all on cruise control. When it's some life and death stuff, if it's some stuff that's gonna change your life and change your generations, y'all don't have no opinion. I'm not political, but I am passionate about Game of Thrones, though. But I ain't political. But I do love some Chick-fil-A. But I ain't political. That's what y'all be saying, which is hilarious. Hilarious. So I'm on here freestyling, profiling. And my thing, I don't hate no Kamala. I don't hate Joe Biden. But a lot of y'all got hate for Trump that's not even real. It's mass-produced hate through the media. The media is like unchecked. It's crazy. Malcolm X said it best. He said the media is the most powerful entity on the planet because it influences and controls the minds of the masses. Look how weird it is that I didn't know who Tim Walz was. Even when that George Floyd stuff happened 4 years ago. I can't believe it been 4 years ago. I didn't know who Tim Walz was. He was the governor then. All that. Now, suddenly, Tim Walz is like, oh my God, Tim Walz is like the cure for cancer. The way they promote, I was like, come on, this is BS. They got y'all thinking China is the enemy. Go to Walmart. Stop going to Walmart. If you believe China is the enemy, stop going to Walmart. If you believe China is the enemy, stop going to Walmart. Because guess what? A lot of them products in Walmart come from where? Made in China, China, like the flu. China, China, thought you knew. China, China, like the flu. China, China, thought you knew. Yeah, I'm about to do this because y'all like to be entertained. As Ron Burns, as the Titanic sing. As long as y'all get y'all Netflix on, it's all good. We could Netflix and chill on the Titanic as it be sinking, because the ship be sinking so nuts. This is where we at. This is why I talk like this. But I'm about to shut it down. I think I gave y'all enough, whatever. Because they trying to shut me down. But now they woke me up, man. I'm like Ali in his prime. I'm ready to get back off the mat and go to war, baby. Got to get back out the mat. Oh, this is a good question. Brother Trump, the plug. How I'm going to bite the hand that feed me. Obama backslapped us all and Biden sniffed on our women like the fuck. You know what? Trump is like the Greek. I know you seen The Wire, bro. Trump is the Greek, right? Almost, but he's not the Greek. He's kind of like too flashy, like a cross between John Gotti and the Greek. He is from Queens like John Gotti. Yeah. All politics are local. All politics are local. Great word, brother. Her. Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you, brother Rashawn. Always being there. I'll be there. That's why I like 50 Cent. He's ruthless and winning. I like 50, and guess where he from? He from Queens like Trump. It ain't no coincidence. Him and Trump, man. Queen has produced some legendary shit talkers, man. I'm talking about LL Cool J, Run DMC, Nas, Nicki Minaj, Trump, LL Cool J. No, Queens boy. 50 Cent. I like his response. He said, you remember like he was on the hill with what's that name? Crump, Benjamin Crump, the attorney Benjamin Crump. And he was on the hill, and he talked about his support, I guess, his own way of Trump. And they asked him, like he was next to Benjamin Crump. They asked him, well, 50 Cent, why you believe that black men like Trump or they gonna support Trump? He said, because he understands Rico. He said something about Rico. Y'all know what Rico is, the Racketeer Influence Corrupt Organizations Act. That's how they got the heads of the 5 families up in New York back in the 80s. They got all the heads through the RICO Act because they said, they are guilty of collusion and all that stuff. They connected them. So you think about what they did to R. Kelly. They got him on RICO, but he's the only one that went to prison. So how is he running an organization where it's guilty and corrupt and it's a racket, and he's the only one that goes to prison? So you think about Young Thug down in Atlanta. Fannie Willis, what she done, that case should be thrown out of court. I'm not an expert, but if the judge that was over the case for the most part is removed or dismissed from the court, why are you still holding the case? Fannie Willis is going to get some comeback. It's funny how they are using black women and black men, like the brother up, what's his name, Alvin Bragg up in New York, and Letitia James, whatever her name, Fannie Willis, and a couple of them. They using the people to go after Trump and like that. It's going to backfire. It's going to backfire. It's already backfiring because they trying to get Trump now in court. They trying to see they so afraid of Trump. See, people not asking the right questions. Why do they have a fear of Trump being president? What is it to fear about Trump? If he's such a bad person, he's horrible person, horrible, terrible, horrible, horrible. What is there to fear about Trump? That's what I'm trying to figure out. See, and the thing about it is 10 years ago, y'all loved Trump. I'm trying to figure out how can you love this man and now you hate him. Y'all talking about Central Park 5 like you knew about this since the 90s or something. I knew about Central Park 5 since the 90s because I used to look at 2020 on Fridays. I was weird like that. And they talked about the Central Park 5 case back in the 90s. A lot of y'all heard about the Central Park case through Netflix, and y'all gonna hold Trump like Trump was in office. Trump was a Democrat at first. Trump gave money to Kamala Harris when she was campaigning some years back before she became the VP Harris and presumptive presidential nominee Kamala Harris. He gave money. Like I said, he was cousins with Hillary. He was a Democrat at first at one point, and then he became a Republican. But Trump, how y'all gonna hold him liable for that? And then y'all don't talk about how Trump gave the Black Panther Party a fair deal on housing in Harlem. How the Black Panther Party was able to get decent housing in Harlem because of Donald Trump, giving them a fair deal. You know, David Hilliard, one of the co-founding members of the Black Panther Party, talked about how Trump helped them out, found some fair housing. He said Trump owned Harlem. He ran New York real estate, but he gave them a good deal on some real estate to have their headquarters. And then his grandson tried like he had dementia, like he was Joe Biden or somebody. And he doubled down with his grandson because his grandson, we're not endorsing anybody. I said, this is black folks strange. Then he said, well, it was so-and-so. You could ask so-and-so about what Trump did for us. He said Trump, and he liked black people. Trump said he loved black Americans. And black people are weird because I never seen a presidential cycle where we was talked about this much, where black America was a focal point of a presidential campaign or a presidential election cycle like in 2024. And it's because of Trump. It's not because Obama, he ran, they wasn't talking about black America like y'all talking now. And you know, Tavis Smiley, y'all gave Tavis Smiley. We owe Tavis Smiley an apology. Because Tavis, you know, I remember when the State of the Black Union used to come on, that was like my Super Bowl. It was the Black People Super Bowl, State of the Black Union. Because, you know, we didn't have no black president back then. We had Bill Clinton, but you had Dick Gregory, Minister Farrakhan, Cornel West, so many, you know, heavyweights in the game. And it was like, man, get your popcorn ready. It's going to be a show. And so when Obama did not come on his platform, and I think Obama offered to send Michelle, I think Tavis was upset about that. I mean, everybody has an ego in that business. You know, in politics and entertainment, everybody got an ego. If you don't have an ego, if you don't even have a sense of entitlement or narcissism or ego, megalomania, you won't be a successful president. All presidents are kind of weird in that way, where they, you know, megalomaniacs are on spectrum, they narcissists on the spectrum. So it's not just Donald Trump, but the problem is with Trump, which is not a problem, he doesn't hide his hand like he's playing poker. He exposed who he is to y'all. He letting y'all know, whatever you think about me, what you see is what you get. And that's refreshing because Kamala, she's a chameleon. She don't know what she want to be, and she's many things to many people at the same time. So that's a problem to me. It's like it don't speak to authenticity with her. Like she's just playing a role. Like she's just really acting, doing a bad acting job. So, you can go back to comments. Said Trump was discussed in my criminal justice class in 78, sociology of the mob for selling junk bonds. American government sold us junk bonds. How you think Manhattan was brought? You know, what did they give the Indians in exchange for Manhattan? See, Trump is America. Trump is America. You know, Trump did not invent housing discrimination or redlining, but he took advantage like any good businessman would. You take advantage of whatever the system has to offer. He said to himself, the game is rigged, and y'all thought he was lying. He never said that he didn't take advantage of a rigged game. He was letting the people know that the game is not fair to a majority of the Americans, and what he want to do is drain the swamp and make it fairer. And my thing is, y'all want to hold this man to a certain standard. We didn't even hold Obama to, or anybody, or Hillary, or anybody to that matter. Not even Joe Biden. And then like Joe Biden got a track record of disrespecting black people. And y'all let that go. He built this whole 50+ year career in politics for disrespecting black people. Said, where was the platinum plan for Adolf? Trump was about to drop $500 billion to us. A study came out 2 weeks ago that said that same $500 billion is what was used to provide money to the illegals. Of course it was. Of course it was. Biden told them so-called black leaders, them puppets on that Zoom call, he said, I'm not going to do nothing for black people. He said, well, Kamala said, no, black people, I'm not going to do just something for black people. So Trump was trying to help us. When Trump said he did more for black people than any president since Lincoln, he really felt that. He believes that. You know, he could be delusional like anybody else, but the thing about him saying that can really be true if we had the right type of black people in Trump's ear. We don't have no Frederick Douglass. We don't even have Booker T. Washington. We don't have no black person that got that type of gravitas. You know, Jesse Jackson, God bless him. You know, Donald Trump supported Jesse Jackson's presidential campaigns back in the 80s. He gave support to that. He advocated for Mike Tyson when he went to prison, and everybody was trying to cancel Mike Tyson back in the 90s. He advocated for him. We don't have, like, it took Ice Cube, Jim Brown, God bless him. He met with Trump. I ain't seen no backlash from people saying Jim Brown was a coon, because Jim Brown was not a coon. He was a man. His daughter is Trumped out. She believes in Trump. She's MAGA. She's MAGA happy. MAGA nagas. MAGA. I'm gonna say like nagas, like Ethiopian kings. Nagas. Nagas. MAGA nagas. We MAGA nagas. So we don't tell the history. Like with Dr. Bill Cosby, when I spoke to Dr. Bill Cosby 3 years ago, a month after he got out of prison, and he was talking about, yeah, well, I did the pound cake speech. I did the pound cake speech trying to counsel me. I did the pound cake speech trying to counsel me. I said, Dr. Bill Cosby, yeah, you did that pound cake speech, but I remember like 3 or 4 years before the pound cake speech that you became the first celebrity of any renown to boycott Cincinnati for police brutality. Like you cancel all your business and entertainment engagements with Cincinnati because you were protesting how the Cincinnati police was targeting black people, in particular black men. And he lost a lot of money standing up for black people 10 toes down back in 2000, 2001. He said, you remember that? He said, you remember that? I said, yes, sir. I said, I read about it in the St. Louis American, the local black newspaper in St. Louis, that you did that. And so, like I told him, I said, if you're going to talk about the bad that you did or allegedly done, they're going to also have to balance it out with the good you have done. Because we all flaw, we all fall short. So he was impressed. This is like with Trump. I'm here. I'm not. I was never a big Donald Trump fan. Like 2016 was still a question mark because when Donald Trump hit the scene, who is this? What is this? This is unusual. It's like you got to look at these president movies. Like I talk about Wag the Dog. It's hard to find Wag the Dog. Look at Bulworth with Warren Beatty and Halle Berry. That's a good movie because it talks about a person like, he had a midlife crisis and he said, you know what? I want to recommit myself to the ideals that I believed in when I was a younger person. Because Warren Beatty played Bulworth, a presidential candidate, longtime senator, and he was inspired by Robert Kennedy to be in politics in the movie. But he ended up sacrificing because he wanted to free himself by telling people the truth and by doing right by the people and really do something for the people. And I believe Trump, he's a multi-billionaire. He don't have to, this is aggravation. Most people, you think Biden couldn't last as long as Trump? Y'all tell me, well, Trump is he's on the mental decline. Imagine the pressure he been under. This is almost like Kobe Bryant when he got in trouble with them rape allegations in Colorado, and y'all expect Kobe Bryant to show up to court and then play basketball that night. And he almost averaged 30 points a game. He was playing because his life. He was basically playing for his life, man. Like he had a bad game. That nigga did it. He did it. He guilty. And he almost won the championship. It's like you Trump, yeah, hey, 34 counts. That's it, man. Trump is a real one. Because like a lot of y'all in the first 48 would have been sold out people, man. Trump a real one, man. Trump is like, he old school, man. I like that. Because it's such a pushback. He's inside outside dude, right? He's part of the establishment, but he also anti-establishment. And like Trump causes problems for the deep state. That's why they've been trying to remove him. He didn't even supposed to be president in 2016. It's just that the Democratic Party didn't cheat hard enough like they did in 1960. They didn't cheat hard enough. So it is what it is. They said Skamala and Biden stole that $500 billion, gave it to ops. He said, I ain't gonna do anything for black people. Trump said, I'm gonna do something for black people. Trump evil. He evil. Orange man evil. Orange man was on Method Man's Judgment Day album in a skit. It's more probably rap songs about Donald Trump than Jesus Christ. That Trump is the only president of that USA who never owned human beings as a commodity. He's still part of that club. He's in the club. I mean, all of them related though. You know what I'm saying? They benefited. This country, like Trump is America. This country benefited from from enslaving people, man. We gotta, that's the thing. We gotta talk about reparations, but we won't get reparations always being beholden to one party. That's a form of Stockholm syndrome. That's a form of Stockholm syndrome. And with Trump, like he told us in 2016, he said, look at all the democratically run cities. They basically ran into the ground. I agree. He said, if you vote for me, what do you have to lose? And you got to gamble and take a chance because you've been gambling, but it's high stakes right now. And like the money that should have been given to traditional black made Americans, people that could trace their lineage for generations in America. I'm tired of being disrespected as a black American. It's really insulting that you got, now they talking about, the Indian Americans, like the politicians, they like the Swami. I don't know problem with Vivek, whatever his name, and Nikki Haley and Kamala, even JD Vance got a wife. It's Indian. They not black. They listen. Look, people say, why you like this, Ron? Look, first of all, my paternal grandmother, the late great grandma Brito, her second husband was an Indian. Not an Indian from the reservation, but the Indian from the country of India, Dr. or Professor Brito, Grandpa Brito. Grandpa Brito looked like us, but he's not us. He wasn't us. India is known for arranged marriages. I believe that his first wife was a white woman, but for him to come to America and decide to marry a black widow in her 40s with 7 children, that's a TV show or a movie. I call them the odd couple of love. They were married for almost 42 years. And he chose to live among black people because when he first brought my grandma back to India, they thought she was Mexican or Puerto Rican or something. She's not American black, because like they believe in arranged marriage and they got a caste system. The caste system real. Like we got colorism that goes on in America among black folks. That caste system in India is a real deal. But he accepted my grandma. She was a widow in her early 40s. My grandpa, my biological grandpa, her grandpa, he got killed in a so-called work accident. He got crushed by a machine on the job. But he kind of predicted his death, and that's another story. But he was he was just 44 years young, and he left her a widow, 7 kids. But this Indian dude married a black woman, widow with 7 kids with no problem. They never had any kids together. But if you look at him, you saw him as a black person, but he probably on his passport or whatever he's listed white, but he decided to live black. He grew up in the, he didn't grow up, but he lived with a black woman in a predominantly black neighborhood. He taught a lot of black kids in high school and college and all that stuff. And my grandma passed away August 3rd, 2016. And people were making plans for him to spend time with different, family members around the country. And then the next thing by the end of August of 2016, they found him dead in the kitchen in my grandma's favorite chair at the table. And what was fascinating about him, now that fall, there had been 42 years of holy matrimony. They got married November 22nd, the same, the date, the anniversary of JFK getting his head blown off in broad daylight. So they got married November 22nd, and it would have been like the 42nd anniversary year if they made it to November of 2016. But he used to write her love letters every morning before he went to work. He did that for years. So he had a love. I think he had a real love, and he died of a broken heart. He had to die of a broken heart. He died in her favorite chair. They found him in her favorite chair in the kitchen. So I don't hate Indians at all. I got love for my grandpa Brito. He's like he was a decent man. He stepped into somebody else's shoes. I mean, he dealt with children that wasn't his. So I give him his proper, And he always treated me with respect every time we interact. He was a good sport. I just didn't know he was that heartbroken when he passed away within the same month of my grandma, though. But that's what I'm saying. He might have been classified as white, but he chose to be immersed with black people. I mean, he was committed to the role. God bless him. I'm thinking about him smiling right now, thinking about the last time I saw him before I left, not realizing that would be the last time I see him alive after my grandma passed, excuse me. So no, I don't have no hatred towards. If Kamala was purple or orange, that's not the point. I think the problem we have is that she like to cosplay black when it's convenient, and then she like to dismiss us when it's convenient. You know, it's like we the sneaky link. We the sneaky link. Like she'll see us at midnight. She'll see us in the early morning to the break of dawn, and then she at the door. You know, she a player. She got to go because I'm a player. I got to go. Deuces, 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 deuces. That's how we feel. So this is thank you, brother Antoine, for the dizzle, the tizzy, the 10. Thank you so much, brother Antoine Walters. We love you madly for sizzle, for Rizzo. Because that's gas money, but like I just made it my point. I'm going to fight the power that be, that think they be. Now they got me not pissed off, but I'm just gonna speak more and more and be more unfiltered now because like I be trying to play nice. You ban me from TikTok. I look at the mess on TikTok and people tell me you can't say this and that. People saying this and that on steroids. They doing this and doing that on steroids. So, but but fight Chicago. I'm looking forward to what happened in Chicago, man. The Democratic Party is in for a rude awakening in Chicago. Trump is loved in Chicago. I don't when they talk about Jussie Smollett, you know, he connected to Kamala. I believe that Kamala sister is his aunt through marriage, supposedly. That's what I heard. I don't know if it's true. But she did speak out when that incident happened in Chicago with the MAGA people attacking poor Juicy, the MAGA Nigerians, when they attacked this Juicy Smollett. And you know, people were joking, even Dave Chappelle, that this is not MAGA country, Chicago. But guess what? Chicago is MAGA country. They got a big old sign of Trump over there by the harbor. You know what I'm saying? It's on the side of the building, got Trump in gold. It drove my cousins crazy, boy. But I said, oh yeah, let me take a sip. I said, oh yeah, let me take a selfie with Trump. Oh yeah. And I talked to the black people in Bronzeville and Maywood. What they do, black folks, man. Hey, look, thank God for black people in Chicago. Y'all gonna save the country. Y'all gonna save the country, man. Thank God for the black people in New York City. Y'all gonna have to save the country from itself. This is ridiculous. Well, you got people struggling, man. Like going to the grocery store is like, damn, man. Do I gotta give up a kidney just to eat a steak? Or what can I get for $5? Good Lord, that's a lot of money. You mean the ketchup costs $5? Not the burger? Damn. This is what we're dealing with, man. This is like make you want to holler for real, right? So, I mean, yeah, black people, man, like they closed down schools in Chicago and they opened it up for these migrants. They refurbished and everything. And for black people, we got no money for black folk. And everybody benefited from black people. All the immigrants, legal and illegal, white women, handicapped people, anybody you could think of. We provided the blueprint, the blood, sweat, and tears for everybody to advance. And my thing is this: I'm paying the price for standing up for Black America because we need a black voice. We need black voices. We need a black cabinet. Whoever gets in office, I really want Trump to get in office because I think Trump will be more open to the idea of having a black cabinet, kind of like what Franklin Roosevelt had back in the 40s. He had some top black leaders. He called them the black cabinet. They helped him with policies and stuff to help him see things a different way. Now, Franklin Roosevelt had his problems. They never did pass an anti-lynching bill. But he was open to hearing out. Because I remember a story that Harry Belafonte used to tell, and everybody took Harry Belafonte's story. You know how people do. Once you tell a story once, you give them credit. You tell it 2 or 3 times, you start not giving them credit, and it becomes your story. I think Farrakhan said the same story a couple of times. And it talked about A. Philip Randolph meeting with Franklin Roosevelt and talking about the discrimination in the military industry complex towards black people and how they were going to have a march on, like Franklin Roosevelt listened to what he was saying about his complaints and grievances. And then Franklin Roosevelt allegedly said something to the effect, I'm very much aware of the problems that you talk about. But what you got to do, you got to make me do something about it. You got to force my hand. You got to make me do something about those problems. So what he did was he threatened the Roosevelt administration with a march on Washington in 1943. There was supposed to be a march on Washington in 1943 for jobs for black folks in the military industry complex without discrimination. And Roosevelt got wind of that so-called proposed march on Washington for 43, and they passed orders and legislation to make sure that black people were not discriminated against in hiring practices as it relates to getting jobs in the military industry complex. So they postponed that march on Washington for 20 years in 63. But had we really not compromised ourselves, there would not have been a need for I Have a Dream speech on 63, August 28th of 63. We keep on postponing things we need to take care of now. And I think Dr. King said something like, wait means never. If you're always waiting, it's never going to happen. Never going to get it, never going to get it, never going to get it. Okay. Giving y'all a little bit. He said Ice Cube proposal was great, but people didn't take time to thoroughly read it like they did the 2025 project. He wasn't a sellout. It was for whichever party that would at least take into consideration. Yeah, because I think we hate each other. You think about Malcolm X. It's funny how people say they love Malcolm X. No, next year will be the centennial of his birth, and Malcolm was hated by black people. Not all black. We had love for Malcolm. My cousin Julian Mayfield, for example, he lived in Ghana, and when Malcolm used to visit Africa, in particular Ghana, he would stay with my cousins Julian Mayfield and his wife. They would take in Malcolm. They had a lot of love and respect for Malcolm. My cousin was the speechwriter for Kwame Nkrumah, who was the president of Ghana back in the day, and his wife Anna Livia Cordero, a Puerto Rican American. She was a revolutionary too. She was the personal physician of Dr. W.E.B. Du Bois. So these are my people. So I'm related to revolutionaries. I mean, I got revolutionaries and artists, all types of interesting people in my background. But Malcolm was hated, and he stood for us. And sometimes in order to really help our people, in particular black people, you got to be seen as a villain by our people. Like a lot of us, a lot of black people saw or see Booker T. Washington as a villain of black people, and it's a little bit more complex than that. He knew how to play the game. He got things for black folk, and sometimes when you play that game, people can misconstrue your positioning or who you are as a person. The fact that Ice Cube took the time to even come up with a concept, I think he worked with Dr. Clyde Anderson and some other people on the concept for his proposal, his contract with Black America. That means a lot because he didn't have to do that. He'll be okay, but what he was thinking, like Paul Robeson, what good is it for me to have all this when my people suffering? Yeah, his family gonna be good for several generations, but what about the people in the hood? Like, what about the world his family gonna live in for several generations? What about those people? So it does really take a village. But our people, we're gaslighted by the media all the time. We're told when to cry, like Van Jones. He's told when to cry. And Van Jones always crying. He like Uncle Steven and Django, always crying for his white master. Oh Lord Jesus, Mr. Joe Biden, what they do to you, Mr. Joe? Joe. Okay. Mm-hmm. See. Yeah, punk rockers for MAGA 2024. I'm surprised they don't have a MAGA band, a MAGA punk band right now. They should have had one for the RNC. They had Kid Rock. Why not have a MAGA punk band? I'm surprised why they came up with a MAGA punk rock band yet. Yeah, Grandpa Brito was special, man. He said Van Jones cries for clickbait. He understands that triggers black people. He's kept boy. It's sad. It's such wasted talent. I can remember when I first encountered Van Jones. It was in Memphis at the National Media Reform Conference. I volunteered for the conference and saw Reverend Jesse Jackson Met Jane Fonda. Jane Fonda is really cool, man. She cool people. I like Jane Fonda. But I saw Van Jones speak at one of the events for the National Media Reform Conference. I was blown away, man. I said, who is this brother speaking like that? This is back in early 2007. I was so impressed, and come to find out that he was from Jackson, Tennessee, which is not that far from Memphis, and that his father's from Orange Mound. His father was, I think, a well-respected educator in Jackson, and he ended up going to Yale Law School. And Van Jones, what people don't know about Van Jones, he actually was. I don't know if he's still married to her, but he was married to President Jimmy Carter's niece at one point. If he's not married, I think they was having some troubles. And he got 2 sons, I think, at least by her. He named his sons after, I believe, African revolutionaries. So Van had some promise. Even he came back, I want to say, in 2008 with his Green for All conference, and he brought Afeni Shakur to speak to the people. And I met him then, and he was cool, man. I said, dang, he got Green for All. He's from the West Coast. He's from Tennessee. He had a lot of promise. Then, he was supposed to become the energy czar for Obama, the green energy czar. And they canceled him as soon before he got confirmed, or he just a little bit after he got confirmed, he was canceled in 2009 from being the green energy czar for Obama. But since that time, I started losing respect for Van, and when he cried for Hillary the night she lost to Trump back in 2016, and then he keep on crying. But yeah, he's like a crying opportunist. But man, it just like, damn, where are the strong men, strong black men in so-called mainstream media? We don't have any strong brothers like that. And no disrespect to them. I'm not saying they're not men. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying, like, where is the Trump equivalent in mainstream media? Where's the black man Trump equivalent? We don't have that. And it's needed, actually. And that's why men, not just black men, but men, a lot of us respect Trump because he speaks to our masculinity that we've been told for a while has been toxic. To be a man is to be toxic. No, to be a man is not to be a woman. We're supposed to be different. The fact that you got a Supreme Court justice who's a black woman, they could not tell you the definition of what a woman is, and she's the Supreme Court justice, having major landmark decisions that will impact generations, and she don't know what a woman is, and she's a woman. What did Sojourner Truth say? Ain't I a woman? Ain't I a woman? Ain't I a woman inside of me? Now I'm just talking. I'm just like, I be freestyling, man. She didn't know what a woman is. Yeah, I think she was qualified. Yes, man, she qualified. I know she don't know what a woman is, and she's a woman, but she's qualified to be Supreme Court justice. Bravo, America. We are living through idiocracy. Look at the movie Idiocracy. That's another movie. I don't know what 2024 is we are in a state of idiocracy. This is where we at, people. Yeah, but he don't really trigger me. It was like sometimes my mom would tell me, mom like look at CNN by some dude that said that black men who vote for Trump, we low IQ. Yeah, but your opinion don't make me shit. You know what I'm saying? What you eat don't make me shit, man. I don't care what you think about me. Well, people gotta understand. Oh yeah, he did get millions for his nonprofit. I think he got money from Trump. If I'm not mistaken, he got some money from Trump. He did because he worked on that. Whatever Trump was doing, release prisoners. I think he was involved in that some type of way. And I think he was friends with Jared Kushner and whatever. I don't know. Like I don't care about all that. The sticky icky. They all sticky icky. It's swampy. It's swampy. Yeah, 100 million. Okay, the dude that found Amazon gave him 100 million. I remember he got 100 million somewhere. And also, he worked with Prince too. And then next thing you know, Prince is dead. Ding dong, the Prince is dead. Ding dong, the Prince is dead. Okay. Now you got it. Got about I'm almost at the 2-hour mark. I think I gave y'all enough. Thank y'all for being so active. We love Press Trump for real. Forever, ever. Just try to see. The thing about Obama was interesting. Like, people weird. Like, people, I don't care about nobody's intellect, man. I don't believe in brain shaming. They like to vote to shame black people. I don't believe in brain shaming nobody. But I remember when 2008 happened with Obama, and white folks would tell me, I voted for Obama. That means racism is going to end. I wish it was that simple, having that magical Negro known as Obama wash your sins away. Amazing grace, how sweet. You got black folks singing that song when it's about a slave catcher or a slave trader praying for repentance. A wretch like me. You remember Obama sung that at the funeral for the Mother Emmanuel 9 or whatever, the black people that got killed doing Wednesday Bible study by alleged white supremacist Dylan Roof. And he saw Amazing Grace. And black folks, oh Lord Jesus, have mercy. Obama singing Amazing Grace. Oh Lord, we don't care about nothing no more. We don't care about reparations. We don't care about IESPECT. We don't care about none of that because Obama singing Amazing Grace. We just want some fried chicken and some butter biscuits. I remember my Jegna, one of my people I love, the late great Judge D. Army Bailey, who was a civil rights legend. He was so radical. He was on the Berkeley City Council back in the day. He was so radical, they did a recall. They had to kick him out the Berkeley Council. This is out in the San Francisco Bay. He was too radical for for San Francisco, for the Bay. He came back to Memphis, had a law practice, was a judge, did Hollywood movies. He was the preacher in How Stella Got a Groove Back. He was the judge that Woody Harrelson threw like citrus fruits at in court, The People versus Larry Flint. And most importantly, he was a dear friend of mine. He passed away of cancer complications, I want to say like July 12th, 2015. And I believe it was July 12th, 2015. So I went to his homegoing services at Mississippi Boulevard Church. And the person who did his eulogy was none other than one President Bill Clinton. He did the eulogy. And Bill Clinton, like, it's something about Bill Clinton, whatever his flaws are, Bill Clinton is a very likable guy. I mean, he's very, he got charisma. He's very like interesting. He's like an interesting dude. He's very corrupt. If you want to think about it, you actually think about, the stuff you got to do to be president. He's the only president who was a Rhodes Scholar. So, you know about the Cecil Rhodes character. So anyway, he was doing the eulogy and he said something to this effect. He said, me and Judge Bailey, both of our grandfathers they owned grocery stores. Mine's owned a grocery store out in Hope, Arkansas. I'll tell you right now to this day that the greatest cookies known to man are Jackson lemon cookies. They're the greatest cookies known to man. Then the black woman said, oh, Lord Jesus, Bill Clinton like Jackson lemon cookies. Bill Clinton's like us. He just like us. Oh, Lord have mercy. He like Jackson cookies. He like the lemon cookies. I said, oh, my God. One thing I like about the lemon cookies, go real good with a piece of fried chicken. Oh, Lord, Bill Clinton love fried chicken. Oh, Lord have mercy. That's how weird we are. That's our people, man. But anyway, thank y'all so much. If you like the words from Brother Herb, please spread the word. Please subscribe to rumble.com. We all be /WeAllBeTV. That's rumble.com. Support the movement. Thank you all who donated and who will donate in the future because it counts for something. It really does. It really, really do. It really, really do. You could cash out your support, of course, at $R2C2H2. That's $R2C2H2. You also can subscribe to our Patreon. That's patreon.com/WeAllBe. Patreon.com/WeAllBe. I'm working on something to give the loyal people that have been loyal to the platform for a while now. I haven't forgot about y'all. I'm just getting my life back together again. Taking on the man and staying in demand. Taking on the man and staying in demand. One love. Also, you want to get your art of his gear? Go to that site right there. Right here. It's right here. No fear. Yeah. Okay, what else? You want to mail your donation in? There you go. Attention, Ronald Hurd II, the We All Be Group Incorporated, P.O. Box 752062, Memphis, Tennessee 38175. Once again, if you want to mail a donation or correspondence, Attention, Ronald Hurd II, the We All Be Group Incorporated, P.O. Box 752-062, Memphis, Tennessee 38175. Like my radio voice. So that's how you get in touch. You can send a money order, address it to the We All Be Group Inc. or a check, whatever. The We All Be Group Inc. Show your ride. And if some of y'all can't get out the White Tea Plantation, always join us at youtube.com/We All Be TV too. So you got options, and I'm working on other options because I refuse to be shut out. I'm tuning out to tune in to get in where I fit in. And once you join my tribe, because we all be in it to win it, man. Let me show. We need over 100. We should be on our way to 1,000 subscribers tonight. We should have over 100. Rumble.com/We All Be TV. We all we got. We all we got. Okay. So thank y'all, man. A very lively chat session here. Yeah, he is an honest liar, like Dave Chappelle said. He's the most honest liar, Donald Trump. That's why he's the best man for the job. Let me see. The Jane Fonda workout was a daily thing in my home as a child. She looks like my aunties on the white side. Okay, Lottie. Okay, Lottie. Hey, Jane Fonda was a fine woman, man. When I saw her back in 2007, she took good care of herself. And I enjoyed her show with the comedian on Netflix. They had this show where their husbands were gay, and they end up becoming best friends. Their ex-husbands were gay, and they were lovers. They married themselves. Martin Sheen and the guy that played in Law and Order, they all played. What's a black? I mean, not black, but a white lady name that played Jane Fonda's best friend on there. She's a comedian. I'm gonna look it up now. And I know her name, but you know how it is. You having a brain fog or whatever. She's a well-known comedian. Grace and Frankie, that's the name of the show, right? Lily Tomlin. Yeah, I enjoy Lily Tomlin. I mean, I love they got old school throwback, man. I just love George Jane Fonda and Lily Tomlin. Yeah. The show was called Grace and Frankie. Good show. Used to be like a guilty pleasure for me. Black people are insane. And man, you got to think about post-traumatic slave disorder, Stockholm syndrome. We never been in our right mind. It's like what Dr. King was saying, Brother Brian. He said, I think I integrated my people into a burning house. Because when we push integration, we lost our moral compass. We lost the moral high ground. Because see, the thing about it is, the white man ice ain't always colder or cleaner than your ice. And that's the perception. We had a lot of institutional control in post-integration, so to speak. And the name of the game is to control your economics, control your information. If you can control your economics and information, you can control the world. That's the key. Thank you, Brother Rahman. Thank you for receiving. Oh, yeah. Lemon cookies. We'll see if in another one, like DJ Khaled, you said looking for Ronald Hurd III. In another one, do a DJ Khaled. In another one, there's another one. Okay, anyway, thank y'all so much. Woo, I appreciate y'all for spending time with me on the show, and I thank y'all so much. This would not happen without you people out there. They said I don't have a big audience, but y'all be phone calling, emailing, texting me. We want more. Feed me, feed me, feed me, brother Ron. Feed me, Ron. Feed me. Like Little Shop of Horrors, right? Thank y'all so much. Let me close it out. Read this disclaimer that does me no good because they keep on trying to cancel me. 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 Okay, disclaimer: the views expressed by host and guests on the We All Be TV platform are not the official views, opinions, beliefs, or perspectives of We All Be News or the We All Be Group Incorporated. We All Be News is an organization that thoroughly believes in supplementing the information narrative that is usually supplied by the corporate news entities with those viewpoints and expressions which may be marginalized or ignored for a plethora of reasons. We are about informing the general public on alternative perspectives as it relates to news and information, and letting the general public be the ultimate judge in dealing or deciding on how to use said information. Informed citizens are responsible citizens. Thank you for your support. Okay, I got my little that radio voice. Okay, anyway, yeah, I'm like Kamala Harris. I'm a comedian. Yeah, this is 2024. Thank y'all so much for hanging out with your boy. Your boy's the man. Yeah. So anyway, y'all take care. God bless, and the best is yet to come. Kamala, 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 come forever, ever, forever, ever. God bless. One love. And y'all know this, man.